Okay, Holly. I figured I would give you a video display of these damn cookies. I know everybody loves them, but I hate them. And I will only say that I'm doing this because I know how many, I've been doing them for I don't know how many years now, and I still haven't gotten them right. So after you make your dough and you refrigerate it overnight, what I usually do when I'm rolling, in fact, I'm going to take one out now, is I leave my dough in the refrigerator in a bowl. When you do it overnight, cover it with wax paper though so the top doesn't crust up or dry out. So I'm going to get a ball out of the refrigerator now and set it out so it semi starts to warm while I'm rolling this portion. Sorry for the delay. I don't know if you can see this, but I take a piece about this big. I work it a little bit and then set it on the side while I'm going to start to roll this piece. I've just sugared the board, so I take this and I work it a little bit to open it up. I hope you can kind of see some of this. I don't know. I set up this camera myself. Nobody's home to film me. Richard and Richard are out shopping, so now I'm going to start rolling. This is the hard part because no matter what you do with this dough, the inconsistencies are unbelievable. And now my rolling pin every once in a while is just like sticking. So flip it back again, get some sugar on it. You want to keep rotating your pin, not your pin, your dough. I think I need a new rolling pin. So anyway, if you noticed that I flipped it the opposite way. And then sometimes you can try to do it from side to side. The thing is, you don't want your dough real thick. I have 2 trays in the oven now baking. I'll show you when they come out. And I'll be honest, I'm working on my 3rd tray. And at the 3rd tray, I'm still not quite to the point where I have perfected the thickness or thinness of this dough. And listen, let me tell you, I don't know what the thinness or thickness should be. So, I just used, as Grandma used to say, it has to feel right. Well, that's all I can tell you, is it has to feel right. And sometimes you think it'll feel right, and then when you go to cut it, you'll say, oh my God, it's really thick over here. And then you can't do anything about it because you've already started to cut your dough into your squares, and it's too late to, like, make it thinner. So you just have to keep feeling your dough, and I'm going to throw this rolling pin out the window at any minute. I don't know why this is being really difficult, but I don't know if you can see how I'm trying to rotate the dough around. Okay, I'm finally getting this rolling pin to roll. And now I'm running out of room. And actually, I need a little more sugar on this board. The other thing you want to be aware of, the sugar will be from one end of the kitchen to the other, no matter how hard you try. It will just be everywhere. Another thing I want to point out, I have my a tray ready here for cookies when this is rolled out. Now I can feel this. This side feels thin. This side feels thick. And then you get it cockeyed, and then it's not a square, and then you waste dough. Well, we don't really waste it. I'll show you that here in a minute. I hate these cookies. But it's like not Christmas unless I make cold doughs. And they are delicious. Now, the recipe I'm sending you was Grandma's recipe. I've never really had problems with the dough. So that shouldn't be an issue. And the dough makes about 10 dozen. See, that feels... I'm going to flip once more and roll once more just so it's not on this end. And as I do this, I try to square it up. Honey, all I can say is be persistent. Don't give up. They always taste good. And my family, when I'm baking these, are always looking for what, and you might remember, Grandma, the reject pile. The ones that just don't look nice enough to put out. And those are pretty good themselves, especially when they get all mushed up together. Okay, so I don't know. I hope you can see this on the video. I'm actually going to peek my head around and see. I think you can see it fairly well. Now that feels pretty good. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to square this up a little bit. I use a roller cutter. You don't have to. You can use a knife. I just think it's easier. Now, what I'm going to do here, Holly, I'm going to pause in the middle of cutting this because my timer went off, and I'm going to try to take the video over to the oven to see what the cookies look like so you'll know. Of course, I don't have a hot pad.